Hi everybody, today we're going to discuss the VTG combo scanner. I'm going to explain exactly how to use this thing, how to get it on your chart, and how to navigate all the different settings and features. Why is it called the combo scanner? Well, simply put, it allows you to find stocks 5 seconds. And it also allows you to look for stocks for the next trading day, so you can use it for your nighttime routine. Now, this is a private indicator for Voyage Trading Group members only. So if you're not a member, simply just hit the link in the description and you can join the Discord. Once you have joined the Discord, just ask in the chat for access to the combo scanner and I'll grant you access to the scanner, and then you can use it right away. So very quickly, let's take a look at a quick example, and then we will talk further. So once you have access to it, you go to the Pine screener. You select whatever watch list you want to start scanning. I have a bullish work watch list, and what this simply is just a wide list of stocks that are in some sort of momentum phase. And then you go to choose indicator and you select the VTG combo. Now, it does not have to be on your chart to use it, but you might want to use it. Depends for whatever you're using it for, but I will show it to you so that you can understand a little bit more about the indicator and how it works. So what you're going to do is, if this is the live session, so let's pretend like the market is open and it's the live session, you're going to go down to breakout trigger, hit true, and then scan. So it's going to take that list from 495 to 47. And so what does the breakout mean? It means that the stock is either doing a slingshot, a 4% breakout, an inside day breakout, or an open equals low breakout. OEL is not necessarily a breakout, but it falls into that breakout category. So let's take a look. So we're going to put it to a watch list. So let's pretend like the market is open. So if you do have the indicator on your chart, you can select from the different options here. What I like to have it as, I want to see the slingshot, the 4% breakout, the inside day breakout, and the OEL. And I want to select this here, which is show labels only for the current bar. Okay, if you deselect this, it'll show you every time it's ever happened, which is fantastic for backtesting, which we'll cover. So if you like it, then you can have it on selected, or if you don't like it, you can totally take it off the chart. You can still use the indicator if it's not on your chart, but for demonstration purposes, we'll leave it on the chart. So AAP put in a slingshot today. Now, based on how the slingshot is set up, as soon as it crosses over that moving average here, the 4 EMA, it triggers it. So it didn't wait until the end of the session to trigger. It triggered it right, somewhere around 50-20 or so. ALGM, it triggers a slingshot. ALT, triggered a slingshot. Now, AMSC put in 2. Okay, so it put in an inside day breakout and a slingshot. Okay. So during the session, you're essentially going to run the scan a few times throughout the session, and you're going to narrow your list down to stocks that are only doing a slingshot, a 4% breakout, an inside day breakout, or an OEL. Something about the 4% breakout. If the stock is a high ADR, right? Or a high ATR. This is a 13% ADR. So every day is going to trigger the 4% breakout. This is coded. So if this stock has an ATR below 4 and it's exceeding that 4% on the ATR for the day, then it would trigger that 4% breakout. So that's just a way to not have false triggers. If you're like me, you tend to trade stocks that have a high ATR, so 4% breakout doesn't happen a whole lot for me. Anyways, so as you'll see, we're just clicking through, and not every single time it triggers, it's buyable. Like here, you have an inside day breakout, but this is not necessarily a buyable setup. This, however, is very buyable because you have that setup. You're clearing a multiple day levels of resistance. You have the high of that day, You have the high of that day. So you are having a very nice breakout here above this most near high, which is that June 17th high. But the slingshot would have triggered somewhere around 311, and then it just continued higher. So this is something that you would see, and you say, okay, this is a buyable setup. And then you just keep going. We'll just see what else triggers for the day. Nice slingshot here. Again, inside day breakout plus a slingshot. Another inside day 4% breakout here. Anyways, you get the idea. Open. Okay, so here's an OEL here. So not all OELs are buyable. What I really want to see is an OEL that's opening inside the wick. So that does happen from time to time. It usually is a gap up, and then OEL is the best type of OELs. So again, out of these 47 names, only 1 or 2 are buyable, which is totally fine. You just have to. This was a really good. This would have been a fantastic setup here, because you're clearing the near-term resistance. So anyways, so that's the idea for the live session. Now, if you're not interested in any of those, you just want to only... Actually, let me back up a second. You can toggle ATR. So if you have a list of stocks breaking out, right? You have your 47 stocks breaking out, but you don't want to see any stocks that have a ATR greater than 1. So the move has already been made. If you're entering a stock that's past 1 ATR, your risk to reward is a little bit skewed. So if you want to only see stocks that are putting in a breakout under 1 ATR, now you have the ability to do that by selecting, and this definitely makes the list much more easier to manage. And this is good. This is a good one here. Again, you have some tight closes, nice momentum. So simply put, you want to select the ATR less than 100. Okay, now if you don't want to do that, you only want to do inside day breakouts, for example. Then you can do that. If you only want to do oops reversals, then you can do that. Okay, so that covers the live session. Now, how would we use this for a nighttime routine? So the nighttime routine, you want to use it for inside days, pre-slingshots, and oops reversals. Okay, so let's say it's the nighttime and I'm trying to build a watch list for the next day. Well, so here's my leaders list, and I want to narrow this down. So I'm going to go to leaders list, and I'm going to look at, okay, do I have any inside days? I have no inside days. Okay, do I have any oops reversals? I don't like to buy oops reversals, but I like to use that as a gauge for strength. And then I can select through here to see what stocks made an oops reversal and see if there's going to be an entry for the next day or two. Pre-slingshot. Anything that's triggering a pre-slingshot. So we'll add this to the watch list. Watch list work. Okay. So this is trading below that EMA. Trading below the EMA. Okay, so this is looking pretty buyable. So what you would do is just simply put an alert. Okay, this is looking very buyable here. Let's check the weekly. This looks fantastic here. So this is a setup that I would like to get involved in. What I like to do is go to an hourly chart and try to find a level to trade against. So what I'll simply do is just set an alert here. And what I want to do is during the session, so I'm going to add this to a focus list. Okay, my focus lists are pink. And what I'm going to do is make sure that I have two things happening. I'm having my alerts go off, and it's triggering that breakout, which is either going to be an inside day breakout, a 4% breakout, an open equals low, or a slingshot. So if this triggers and those trigger on the screener, then I will seek an entry. Let's continue. Any other setups that we might be interested in? I like to see nice tight action. I'm not seeing anything too tight here. We're getting some tight closes here. 2 weeks tight. Okay. Uber's looking okay. So not too much, but that CPNG is ideal for my particular edge. So that's how you can use it at nighttime. If you want to see those bars, then you would just simply go for inside day, and then you would want to see pre-slingshot or oops reversals. Now the pre-slingshot is going to be yellow bars. Okay. Now I don't want to see all of these oops reversals, so I'm going to simply put show today only. So this is going to show me you have oops reversal and a slingshot, so you have multiple edges here. Okay. You have oops reversal and a pre-slingshot. Okay, pre-slingshot. Anyways, so that's how you would do it if you're interested in using it for watch list building purposes. Now, how do we use this for back testing or studying? You can show all the edges or just one. So if I only want to study inside day breakouts, for example, like I just really am interested in learning about inside day breakouts. So I'm going to go for a really wide watch list. Okay, this is a super wide watch list. It's 588 names, and I'm just going to select inside day breakout triggered. Scan. I'm sorry, that's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do here is look at the watch list here. Okay, and I'm going to, on the scanner, I'm only going to show inside day breakouts. Okay. And so this is going to show me every time there is an inside day breakout. And I can use this to study. I can use this to study for one edge or multiple edges. So let's say I'm just building a model book, or I'm trying to get more familiar with how inside day breakouts act and what they look like. I can go down a list of stocks and see every time an inside day breakout triggered, and then what happened, and then I can use that to study that particular edge. Okay, and you can do it with anything. Okay. Okay, so every time an inside day breakout happened, what happened? And you can use this to backtest, and you can use this to study. You can also do it for 4% breakouts. Okay. And again, you can use this to study. Okay, so that is all I have. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you're interested in using this. I hope this helps you. If there's any questions, please let me know. I'm always available to answer questions, but this is a very powerful tool. If you're not a member, there's a link down below. You can join the Discord, and then I'll give you access. It's very simple, and this thing is super powerful. You can use it for live trading. You can use it for watch list work. You can use it for back testing. Very powerful, and I hope it helps. Thank you, guys.